Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian. I am here today thanks to the wonderful courtesy of the Breda company up in beautiful Gardone, and we're taking a look at a couple of the guns out of Breda's reference collection. Specifically, today we have one of the developmental World War II Italian semi-auto rifles. This is a model of 1942 Pavesi. Very little is known about these. What I can tell you from taking a look at it is, first of all, it has this external resemblance to an SVT-40 that I think a lot of people are going to point out. Mechanically, it appears to have basically nothing to do with an SVT-40. This was an entirely, well, maybe not original design, but it wasn't designed based on the SVT. This is a recoil-operated rifle, so when you fire, the barrel reciprocates back about 8 millimeters, about a quarter inch, third of an inch, and then it has a 4-lug rotating bolt inside here, right there. Now it's interesting that the bolt is unconnected to spring pressure for this bit of travel, although it is under a recoil spring back here. This is fed by, this would have been a proprietary stripper clip because this rifle is in 8 millimeter. Not 8mm Mauser, this would be 8mm Breda, 8x59. This was a cartridge that the Italian military was using for its heavy machine guns or its medium machine guns, like the Breda Model 38. The idea was it had a heavier bullet and thus longer range potential compared to the 6.5 or the 7.35 Carcano cartridges. Now, it appears, well, we pretty much know from looking at the magazine here, which we'll take a closer look at in a moment, that this was fed with an end block clip, like a Carcano, a Mannlicher type clip, probably held either 5 or 6 rounds. They don't have one of the clips here to take a look at. I don't know of any others in existence. In fact, I don't know of any other examples of this rifle in existence. So we're going to have to just speculate there. Probably not made in large numbers at all. This was never adopted by anybody, of course, but it was experimented with and tested. Now, my understanding is there was a 1938 model and a 1942 model. I don't know for sure, having only been able to take a look at this 1942, which is marked right up here on the top of the slide, which we'll take a look at. In fact, why don't we go ahead and take a look at that right now. All right, if we take a look on the top of the action here, you will see that this is Semiautomatico, caliber 8, model 1942. Made in Brescia. And then a little bit forward we have ARMA PAVESI-FNA BREVETTO. Brevetto is patent, so that is a patent number 365273. That is not a serial number. Like I said, these were made in very small quantities. Don't know exactly how many, but not many. It's interesting that the handguard here, both upper, lower, wooden, metal, it's all heavily perforated, and it's got this interesting sort of SVT style break on the front. Now, one of the clues we can see here is how the front end of the barrel right there shows a lot of evidence of wear. That's because it is a recoil operated gun. So when the rifle fires, recoil impulse pushes the barrel back like this. If we look at the action itself, you can see that this whole block with the sights and the chamber cycles backward just slightly when it fires. Now the bolt here, like I said, it's free floating right in here until you hit one of these catches. It then snaps into place. And when it is fully open, it locks open. You can see down through the bottom of the magazine there. Obviously, this is the bottom where your clip ejects. There's a button on the back here for a manual clip eject. Pull that out, and you can see it moving inside the magazine well, just barely. That's going to release the clip. So if you have rounds loaded and you open the action all the way, this clip, by the way, there is no disconnector in here. So I can push the follower down and it doesn't close the bolt. Interestingly, what I have to do to close the bolt is put the gun on safe. Now, there might have been another catch in there that would trip and allow the bolt to close if you load a full clip. I'm not sure, simply because I don't have a clip to work with. See, we have a 4-lug rotating bolt there. There's a cam between the bolt body itself and the action of the rifle. Now, the safety is right here on the bottom, fire and safe. And when I put it on safe, it just drops on its own. So I'm holding it back when I do that. This is a striker fired gun. I don't know the whole disassembly procedure, but you can see here there are knurled surfaces on both sides of the trigger guard and a latch there, and I am quite confident that the trigger guard here pulls forward and then pivots up, and I bet you that the trigger guard is directly connected to this rear action screw. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is probably a one-of-a-kind chance to take a look at a 1942 Pavesi. I would very much like to thank Breda for allowing me to come into their reference collection and take a look at this and some of the other guns. If you enjoyed this sort of content, please consider checking out my Patreon account. That's what allows me to travel to places like Brescia, Italy, and take a look at guns like these. At any rate, tune in again to more early prototype semi-auto rifles. Thanks for watching.